And for this video, I'm going to be doing my Amazon deck profile. I know it took a while to make the next video. I was debating on what to make it on. I'm actually going to be going to an event next week. I'll be gone for 3 days. This gaming thing where they do have Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and stuff. So I do plan on bringing a few of these decks with me. But when I get back, I will definitely be doing like more deck profiles for like Time Lords when the new Time Lord cards come out, as well as a few others like Fairy Tale deck and certain others as well. But anyway, let's just get right into the deck profile. Starting with the monsters, I run 3 Princess, pretty much your searcher for your searcher card, or pretty much any other Amazoness spell trap. Plus, when she attacks, you can send a card from your hand or field to the graveyard, any other card that is, and then pretty much you can special summon an Amazoness from your deck in defense position. So like you're pretty much gives you a free queen. Also, her name counts as queen while she's on the field or in the grave, I think. Queen on the field, yep, or in the graveyard. Next, 3 Baby Tiger. Pretty much the only reason you run 3 is for cannon fodder, pretty much, to tribute off her effect, or even to fuse into Pet Liger. I mean, you can also use it to attack, but it only gains 100 for every Amazoness card in your grave, and they could have the same name, I guess. But even with Village, which you are running Village in this build, it's not going to be strong enough to. I mean, yeah, Onslaught and Queen will make it pretty much indestructible, but you will be taking damage, so it's mostly just for fodder. Next, I run 2 Queen. Only reason she's in here is mostly, well, she can be summoned quite easily with your Princess or your Village. I think Village can do, or Onslaught during either your or your opponent's battle phase. She also helps protect your Amazoness from being destroyed by battle. Next, run 3 Swordswoman. Really fun way to piss your opponent off is just summon this. Any monster, say okay, let's say they have Obelisk the Tormentor, and you have this. Since it doesn't target Obelisk, it can work. So they attack with Obelisk with 4,000, like my friend Monroe Trojan Man. He uses Obelisk a lot, and he loves going into it. But this with 1,500? Yeah, attack Obelisk. You don't take the damage, the opponent does. Takes any battle damage you would take from battle involving this card. So yeah. Also, it helps you go into rank 4 as well, which this deck does use Utopia and Utopia the Lightning. Next up, 2 Spy. I used to run 3, but 3 is kind of a bit too much, and Spy is pretty much just giving you a free level 3 to go in for your Link plays, your Xyz plays, or just to, if you want, tribute it to bring out your queen. Its other ability you could do, but you're not really going to do it. Which is if it's destroyed by battle and leaves the field, then you get to target Amazoness in your grave and either add it to your hand or shuffle it into the deck. Then I play 1 Archer. Self-explanatory. Tribute 2 monsters, including it if you want to, and then just deal 1,200 damage. And it's not once per turn, so you can pretty much do 2,400 if you have your whole field. No, 36 now, since there's 6 zones technically. Then for the non-Amazoness, I run 2 Thrasher, pretty much again for your rank 4s. Plus it gets to be special summoned, pretty much like a Cyber Dragon. If you have no monsters on your field, you can special summon, but not both at the same time, obviously. Just one. Plus 2100 attack. Pretty good. Then the last of the monsters, obviously for your hand trap, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Out of all of them, this would have to be my favorite. Well, I don't really have any of the others yet, but this one just seems like the most fun because like your opponent activates its monster effect, and then it's like they bring out their best monster, like their, I don't know, trying to think of a good one. Can't think of it right now, but pretty much anytime your opponent were to activate a monster effect, or I think a spell trap already on the field, use its ability. Yeah, when a spell trap already on the field, or a monster uses its ability, you pretty much just discard her, and then you just negate and destroy that card. So field spells using their ability, useless. Effect monsters besides obviously Obelisk because it can't be targeted or destroyed. Not to mention during the turn it's summoned, all of the cards can't be used, spells and trap wise. But that's it for the monsters. Now moving on to the spells. I run 2 Amazoness Village. I did run 3, but then I decided to add in a different field spell instead. And in this build it uses Village. I also found a build that runs Black Garden for OTK with Princess. But the way this deck is built, you would hardly go into Black Garden, so I decided, nah, might as well just factor in Village in this other field spell, which I'll get into in a minute. Then obviously 3 Amazoness Call, pretty much your extra Rhoda of the deck, plus Foolish Burial if you want, where you can either add an Amazoness monster from your deck to your hand or send it to the graveyard, or GY. Also, its other ability is also pretty cool, is you can target one Amazoness monster on your field. It gets to make attacks on each of your opponent's monsters once each, but other monsters on your field can't attack this turn. So it's pretty much like a Sirocco the Dawn, minus the whole, it gains the attack points of all of the Amazon, of all the so-and-so cards, which is still pretty good, especially if you go up against a deck that loves to spawn the field with monsters, or if you run Black Garden and you special summon a lot, giving them tokens, which Princess does. Then I run 1 Fighting Spirit. I used to run 2 to 3, but 1's pretty much all you need, really. Self-explanatory, it gives your Amazoness monster 1000 attack when they attack, not when they're attacked. Now for the extra field spell I added in, I run 1 Fusion Recycling Plant, pretty much your polymerization character, which pretty much you discard a card, add polymerization from your deck or grave to your hand, and then during the end phase, during the end phase you can target one monster in your graveyard that was used for a fusion summon this turn and special summon it, I think? No, add it to your hand. That would be broken if it special summons it. Then I run 2 Terraforming to add your... You don't really need it for Village because that's what Princess is for. When she's summoned, you can add a Amazoness spell or trap to your hand. But you could also use it for Village, but it's mostly for your Recycling Plant. Then I run 2 Polymerization, 2 Twin Twisters to pop back row cards, 1 Monster Reborn, self-explanatory, Foolish, same, Rhoda, and Raigeki. 2 Twin Twisters to pop back row cards, 1 Monster Reborn, self-explanatory, Foolish, same, Rhoda, and Raigeki. 2 Twin Twisters to pop back row cards, 1 Monster Reborn, self-explanatory, Foolish, same, Rhoda, and Raigeki. to get rid of problematic cards. And for traps, I run 3 Onslaught. Fun part about this card is, well, once per turn during the battle phase, which I'm assuming means theirs and yours because it's a trap card, and traps can be used on the opponent's turn, it gives you a free Amazonas monster from your hand with 500 extra attack. But that's not really the best part of this card. That would be the fact that if your Amazonas battles an opponent's monster, which means it attacks them or they attack you, pretty much that monster that you attacked or they attacked you with, banished. Then I run 2 Solemn Strike to get rid of what monsters your opponent summons from the extra deck, or any other problematic special summon monsters. 1 Solemn Judgment and 1 Solemn Warning. I did just run 3 Onslaught, but I figured, might as well make this deck somewhat meta by adding a few meta cards in. It actually works pretty well too. So I added in the Solemn cards. Now for the extra deck. I run 1 Pet Liger, 1 Empress. That's it for the fusions, pretty much. And for Xyz, I run number 101, Castel, Baguska, Diamond Direwolf, Invoker, the Phantom Knight of Breaksword? Yep, Breaksword. Utopia the Lightning. That's it for the Xyz. Then for the Link, I only really run 3, and that's Gaia Saber, Mrs. Radiant, because pretty much all your Amazonas are Earth, and Deco Tucker. Well guys, that's pretty much the deck profile. Sorry if this video took a little while. Just felt like explaining some of the cards and combos. Don't know when the next video is going to be, probably soon. But till then, Epic Man signing out.